Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is October the 3rd, 2021. Hey, how's everybody doing? You hanging in there? Yeah, I know. We thought things were going to calm down and things just seem to continue being crazy. It's so frustrating watching this whole process of trying to get justice and the pullback from justice. So it's taking its emotional toll on people. And I thought this would be a good day to ask the guides, is everything going to be okay? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to survive this? What's going to happen? So I'm using the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot for the reading. And then there's an oracle card if you guys want to stick around from Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny. So the first card that my guides gave me is the Empress, and this is representing America. This is representing the American people, Lady Liberty. And above is Nine of Swords. So this card represents us being awake at night, worrying about things. It doesn't help with the media and the negative narrative that they pump out day after day. They seem to refuse to want to give Biden a break at all. He's personally biased. I'm going to say he's doing a fantastic job. And we're not just worrying about our country. We just seem to be worrying about everything in general. This is like generalized anxiety over everything. Is it going to be okay? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to survive this? And, you know, we would be worrying about the Delta variant and COVID in general, the division of our country, things that are keeping us awake at night. In the past, the devil, this is, of course, Trump, trumping our president for 4 years, which seemed like an eternity. And this is not just representing Trump, but it's also representing Putin and fascism. So we have really survived this aggressive charge of fascism trying to take over our country and destroy our democracy. And every time you watch that, or I should say those replays of attacks on January 6th at the Capitol, and hear how close we were to losing our democracy. So this is representing that experience. Underneath, we're carrying a heavy burden. We just feel like we've been burdened for too long. We want this burden off our backs. It's too much. We're carrying too much. The future, justice. My guides say justice is coming. We can see the subpoenas that are lined up to be served on the people who are suspected of being involved in the January 6th coup. And they're not just looking at the people who invaded the Capitol, but looking at people like Steve Bannon and Meadows, even Trump. People think Trump's going to evade justice. He's going to get his day in court. Things are lining up against him. Justice is going to come in to help redress this. The clarifying card that is representing the whole reading, Seven of Wands. This is the enemy at the gate and the lone guard protecting what we will look at as our democracy, like the Capitol Police and the invaders here. And literally this has been happening on every level, because before Trump left, he seeded in his people. He undermined our cybersecurity. He tried to undermine our defense, our homeland security, even the Pentagon. But we've held here. The defense against the offense has held, despite what he's done, despite what the rioters tried to do. we've held them back. And the outcome card, the Star. This is healing. This is bringing in balance. And this is not just redressing things in the past. This is healing for a better foundation for the future. So when I did my reading for the year back in January, this card came up for December. And it very much represents Joe Biden as well, according to my guides. So healing is coming, and we need healing because it's been too heavy, this burden that we've been carrying. But healing, my guides say healing is coming. And I asked for the antidote card, like what would be the antidote? Let's say this is the disease. Narcissism, I think it's a disease, really, in some way, like a cancer that's infectious. What heals this? My guides gave me the 10 of Cups. So they said that this is love, community, and kindness. This is the antidote. I know that it's difficult to believe sometimes. Things have just been so crazy, but we have held, our democracy has held, and we have people in power. They may be quiet. They're not ostentatious and giving away their hand like Trump always was and his people. But believe me, think about Kamala Harris, and think about Joe Biden and the various people he's put into the important places of leadership behind the scenes, the people he's put to head the cabinet, and also the people he is putting in to take the place of those who were doing the work of the country. And the time that it's probably taken, and we're still in that transition phase of weeding out the disease, the people Trump put in, that were put in to destabilize our country. But they have a vision. Just because they're quiet and they don't speak of it, or they don't outline it. I wish there were more spokespeople. I don't want to say it's a weakness of the administration, but it would make them stronger, I think, to have not just Jen Psaki, but maybe more people. I wanted to say lots, that's what I was trying to get out, but I think more really pushing Biden's agenda in terms of explaining it to the people and defending Joe Biden. And I just didn't see enough of that. Of course, I avoided the news for a period of time, and I think I'm still avoiding it. I don't see them correcting their course in terms of how to give at least a balanced narrative of the situation. So I just withdrew from that because I knew what I was hearing wasn't true. Maybe they'll get me back one day. Even MSNBC, it can be too much for me. It's like, okay, enough. I don't want to be like Chicken Little running around, waiting for the sky to fall in. That doesn't help me. What helps me is thinking about 2022 and 2024 and the fire that is continually lit for us, and to keep lighting the fire, I should say, to get more of us in power, more Dems in power, more people of integrity, more people of compassion, more people who are going to fight for our democracy and for the well-being of our country. That is what excites me, and that is what we need to do. We have to resist falling back into being victims, into being always traumatized and always waiting for the next bad news, and then jumping to the conclusion that, we're doomed. It's not helpful for us. We need to come back to center and to refocus, and then to go forward and fight. We have our swords, we have our wands, let's fight. And according to my guides, we're going to be extremely successful. We are going to achieve what we want to achieve, no matter what insanity is going around us. That a lot of that is just distraction, to tell you the truth. So I am going to give us our oracle card for those of you who want to stick around for it. It is Double Rainbow. The sacred landscape wants you to know the storms of the past are passing and your dreams are coming true. No matter what has happened in the past, your fortune holds astounding miracles. Good fortune, celestial beauty, and inner divinity are expanding within you. Believe that your life is guided. Trust in the goodness of the universe. A celestial bridge to the heavens is opening for you. Start a health program, invest in your career, or initiate a relationship, and good fortune will manifest. Blessings are flowing in all directions. Believe that you deserve the best, because you do. Bounty, joy, blessings, and miracles are flowing your way. Good fortune. It's beautiful. Double rainbow, miracles. So I hope everybody is okay, and let's not forget, this is always, no matter what's manifesting on the physical, emotional, psychological planes, as the Sioux say, this is a spiritual war. So we have to always go to that point and do what we need to do to be centered, focused, to be within our peace and our meditation, to take that breather so we can come back out and we can continue in this spiritual war, and we can fight, because we'll win. We will. I want to let everybody know that I am still available for personal readings, past, present, and future, past lives. I'm a medium, and I love to introduce you to your guardian angels. My information is below and at the end of the musical interlude, which is coming up. And for the first time, I should have probably done this on an ongoing basis, but I finally put in the credits for the musicians right on the card that introduces the music, or the beginning anyway of the musical interlude. I know people want to know. I always include that information in the description, but this time, and I think for the future, I will include it at the introduction of the musical interlude. You know, it's funny, sometimes I want to call it a musical intervention. It always comes into my mind, but then I go, no, wait a minute. But in a way, it is an intervention. I think music is one of the best interventions to lift our spirits up. So enjoy. I love you. I will be back next week. You guys take care. Bye-bye.